Morning traffic. People rushing to work. Inside a modern office, Akinyi smiles as she receives a promotion letter. Her eyes fill with tears. She whispers to herself, "Mom, we made it." She calls her mother. "Mom, they've promoted me." Her mother laughs through happy tears. "I told you, mtoto wangu, God doesn't forget his children." For the first time, Akinyi breathes. Life finally feels light. She moves into a small apartment, buys a second-hand sofa, a kettle, curtains she had admired for months. Nothing expensive, everything earned. That night, she kneels beside her bed. "Thank you, God." Months later, a meeting. No smiles. The company is restructuring. Her position has been made redundant. Akinyi walks out, carrying a cardboard box. One plant, one framed photo, one notebook. Outside the office, the world keeps moving. Matatus honk. People laugh. But inside her, everything is quiet. She applies for another job, gets one. 3 months later, the company closes. Another job, another loss, another interview, another rejection. Weeks become months. The savings disappear. Rent falls behind. One evening, she sits alone in her apartment. The lights go off. She looks around the room she worked so hard to build. Not with anger, just silence. Akinyi whispers, "Maybe this isn't punishment. Maybe I just can't see the full picture yet." She packs her belongings into a few bags, returns to her mother's home, the same home she had promised herself she would never need again. She feels ashamed. Her mother opens the door, says nothing, simply hugs her, long enough for the shame to melt into love. That night, over a simple meal of ugali and sukuma wiki, her mother smiles. Home isn't where you come because you failed. Home is where love waits without asking questions. Akinyi lowers her head. Tears fall into her plate. Not long after, her health begins to fail. Doctors, tests, more tests, hospital corridors, the smell of antiseptic. Days become weeks, weeks become months. 4 months in a hospital bed. Some mornings, she cannot even sit up. She watches the rain through the window. She watches families come and go. She watches life continue. At first, she asks, "Why me?" But slowly, the question changes. What is this season trying to teach me? One afternoon, an elderly woman in the next bed smiles at her. "My daughter, don't rush the chapters that are teaching you how to survive the next ones." Those words stay with her. Akinyi begins writing every day. Not about success, not about money, about gratitude, about healing, about becoming. She realizes she had spent years chasing the next achievement, but never paused long enough to care for herself. For the first time in years, she sleeps peacefully. Not because life is perfect, because her heart is learning to trust again. The day she is discharged, she stands outside the hospital, breathes deeply. The sky looks different, not because it changed, because she did. She smiles. I haven't fallen behind. I've been healing. I've been becoming. She boards a matatu home. No big celebration, no dramatic music, just quiet hope. And sometimes, quiet hope is the loudest kind.
Maybe your life feels paused. Maybe doors keep closing. Maybe you've lost the job, the house, the plans you spent years building. But what if this isn't the end? What if life is making room for the version of you that couldn't exist without this season? Healing isn't wasted time. Rest isn't failure. Starting over isn't weakness. Some flowers bloom after the longest rains. Some dreams arrive only after the deepest heartbreak. And sometimes, God doesn't change your direction because you failed. He changes it because where you're going requires a stronger, wiser, kinder you. So, if today feels slow, don't give up. You are not behind. You are healing. You are becoming.